Regardless of what you choose to call it, money is important in all phases of your life, but for the majority of students, it's difficult to get and, more significantly, difficult to maintain. Fortunately, I've got your back, since in this video, I'll reveal to you 5 concrete ways that you may save money as a college or school-going student, even if you don't have a job yet. Please watch until the conclusion of this video, because I'm sure these tips will allow you to put whatever you've learned into practice. Method number 5, be picky with the textbooks. When I was studying in school, my preferred method for avoiding paying steep fees for textbooks was to access a version of the textbook held at the campus library on an as-needed basis for the few occasions on which I have to study the book. The expense of required textbooks is a burden that every student must bear. It's not a good time to blow your hard-earned money on books that you won't even read all the way through. Thankfully, there are ways to avoid having to go through this unpleasant experience. The expense of purchasing textbooks was the misery of my life when I was a student. Investing time on the computer wasn't a problem for me, but if you're the kind of person who can't stand going there, don't worry. I have other suggestions that might be more to your liking. Either you and another student in the class might become friends and divide the expense of the textbook between the two of you, or you could rent a textbook instead of buying one. If you feel that you're interested in purchasing the book at some stage in the future, you should think about offering a digital copy of the book instead of a printed one. This will allow you to save cash on the expenses of printing while also preventing the cutting down of trees. Method number 4, adhering to a budget. The next method is to build and adhere to a budget. Failing to plan is preparing to fail while you're attending university. When I get out with friends, I usually hear them complaining that they never have any money, but they never make the attempt to actually keep track of where their money goes. How can you possibly save money if you have no idea where it's going? Before the start of the semester, determine how much cash you have available to put toward your expenditures every month. This sum will be your monthly budget. Next, divide this amount among the various line items in your budget, such as rent, food bills, and other expenses. At the beginning of the semester, compare the amounts of your actual expenses, whether on paper or on your phone, to the line item amounts of your budget to make sure that you remain focused with your expenditures. Peter Drucker once said that what isn't measured isn't managed, so don't be afraid to use your phone for something other than simply trying your luck on the useless dating apps. Method number 3, detach from social media as much as possible. Now, before you begin whining and complaining that the use of social media like Facebook and Instagram is easy and delegitimizing this cost-cutting tip, let me describe to you that there have been many hidden costs associated with this conduct. Have you ever been using social media and suddenly experienced FOMO, which is an abbreviation for the fear of missing out? It may have been seeing your friends having a good time at a concert or flaunting their newest pricey outfit. The use of social media, which appears to be risk-free, is having an impact on our buying patterns. For instance, if you notice that your buddies are often going out to parties, you might start doing the same, thus adding up to your expenses. Method number 2, learn how to cook. Cooking is an art form, whether one is preparing a straightforward supper or a lavish meal consisting of 5 dishes. The average cost of food for a student over the course of a month is $250, which covers all 3 meals that are consumed daily. If you dine out for every meal during the month, it will cost you a cumulative cost of $900, which is equivalent to the lunch at your school canteen or a local fast food restaurant, which costs approximately $10 every meal or $30 per day. These estimates are on the low end, but it should be clear that eating out is far more costly. When you're living the college lifestyle, the best way to save a significant amount of cash is to prepare your own dinners. Let's put Ramsay the chef through some mental arithmetic. Method number 1, party on the cheap. During the 7 years that I spent attending a post-secondary facility, one of my primary objectives was to find ways to have fun without breaking the bank. When I went out, there were evenings when I really made money because I would find money at the bar that individuals who would have had a few too many drinks had left behind. How was it that I was able to have fun without emptying my deposit account? Here are the 2 most useful pieces of advice that I have. Appointing a designated driver can help you cut down on the costs associated with going out to parties by reducing the amount you spend on services like Uber and the police. To start, have a pre-drink, since there's no point in spending the same amount of money on 2 drinks at the bar once you get a whole bottle for about the same amount of money. The second piece of advice is to designate a responsible driver, because there's no point in spending the same amount of money on 2 drinks at the bar when you can buy an entire bottle for the same money. You may decrease the expense of a night out to only the cost of cover, which is cheap in most locations, while also still having a fantastic time if you utilize these 2 ideas and limit the cost of a night out to just that. Everyone would be able to cut back on the amount of money they spend on their night out if you take turns choosing who among your group of friends would be the designated driver for the evening. Thank you all for watching. See you on the other side. Do be sure to subscribe to this channel for more such videos that increase the pace of your wealth or success.